Rolling. Going.
So Chief, you heard that call, about big call, about the aid, the planes.
Yeah, South Plains and O'Hare, yeah, 2 landing pads. Yeah, we've they sent that information out last week when city of O'Hare did week before.
Oh, yeah, we just, that was, now, roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis. Trustee McFadden. Trustee Folger. Present. Trustee Johnson.
Present.
Trustee Williams. Here. Trustee Brooks.
Present.
Here.
President, Madam Clerk. Let's stand for our pledge, please. And pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have one, 2, 3 copy of this, Sony Jenkins bill. This bill.
Hello.
Okay, just, what's that? And just for the record, Trustee Felicia Frazier is attending by telephone.
No, that's the time.
Attorney Felicia Frazier is attending by telephone.
Hi, board, my trustees there, Village Club, happy to see you back. But missing you. I wanted to come and address the board today on several things. First of all, I want to thank you guys for having a wonderful Christmas giveaway this weekend. Chief Dale was shopping out the men's office special events, giving our children toys. It's been a wonderful holiday season so far. Today, I want to go to this. Also, one more good thing, I attended the library celebration, and it was very enlightening. I want to thank the whole entire library board for everything they've done to get the extension of the library open. Extensive history lesson on the library. We've conquered far here in University Park, and we have a lot further to go. Today, I had the opportunity, and it wasn't a good one, it was a very humbling experience. I had the opportunity to go to the metro station and see the bus where they were bringing the asylum seekers. As University Park sits here, I want us to understand that it was very common because we have homes that we can go to, lights that we can cut on, heat where we're warm, shoes on our feet, clothes on our back, and food to eat. And the thing about this is we need to welcome them. We need to put something in place because these are not cats and dogs. We can't put them in the shelter and walk away and give them some food. We have to address the situation however you guys see fit. It still needs to be addressed. Also, I wanted to take the time to thank Trustee Williams for everything she's done. Trustee Jewel Thomas, Trustee Donna Filcher, Trustee Lewis, Trustee McFadden, and also our mayor and our village manager for being here today. I guess they were very grateful. They were very humble. I took food today. And we just have to keep going, doing a little bit. I don't care what it is. They had no socks. We had children that were walking in the streets with no coats, babies with no snowsuits. And see, it brought tears to my eyes, still to this day right now, because they're humans. They're not dogs like our or cats. They're human beings. And this village needs to not turn their back on them, but accept them and come up with a real realistic solution on how we can help them. Even if it's doing a warming center, even if it's being able to feed them a meal, they will be forever grateful. And this is the end of my discussion. I wanted to tell everybody happy holidays, and hopefully and gratefully we'll all see each other in 2024, and you guys have a happy Merry Christmas. And also, I'm younger now. So, happy belated birthday to Trustees. I'm 25. I don't know where you is, but I'm 25.
And I just want to say happy birthday to you. Still like a colleague. I can't walk the street without saying trustee. So 25.
And that concludes our general public comment. New business. This is an ordinance regulating the unscheduled bus stops in University Park, Will and Cook counties, Illinois, establishing regulations for unscheduled intercity buses and the discharge of passengers to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of residents and visitors to the village of University Park. Second by Trustee Brooks, moved by Trustee Lewis. Roll call. Questions?
So what is the process when the bus come out? You see that there is a situation where there's something, or maybe if you read this out. So we know exactly when they do arrive, if they do arrive, where they're gonna be directed to. And then also, to Mitchell, do we have the support for that area that they're coming in, which I hear they dropped them off at the golf course today, metro station. I mean, do we have the support, police support to be able to manage this? I'm working with the sheriff or anybody else.
So I'll go first one, maybe with Trustee Brooks. So this is what's going on. The buses are unannounced. Right now, we're flying around to Illinois right now with no destination announced. It just happens to do a portion of yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yes. That we were able to intercept the bus, and they had asylum seekers on the bus. I think there were 40 of them. They were a mixture of Venezuelans and Ethiopians. Yes, if I'm not correct. So it's our obligation right now when the buses come to University Park unannounced until we have things in place. Is there several locations that we can ask them to be sent to outside of University Park? One of them is 800 South of Des Plaines Avenue in the city of Chicago, where there are more resources. Also, there are locations in Dalton, Calumet City that were just announced during the emergency meeting this afternoon. What was that?
No, that was separate.
That was something separate?
That was my FEMA.
Oh, that's FEMA. That's FEMA. That's something completely different. So 800 South Des Plaines right now is what we would advise the buses to go to. And O'Hare Airport. So when the buses come to University Park unannounced, we're trying our best to ensure that they get to where they're supposed to go, where the resources are available to everybody. That's not a problem. It is 800 South is in the city of Chicago. It's an unfortunate situation there in our community. We have now over 130 families. I think the last time we were all together was 114 families. And I did observe, I was fortunate enough to go to the bus, to the train station. And there was a car that pulled up, and some of the people that are getting off those big coach buses are going straight to our Maple Leaf Park complex. So they have somebody that's related to communication, but all of them are not. So that's the scenario where we are right now. And we're seeking funding. We've been in contact with the governor's office, we're in contact with Cook County, Will County, DHS, Will County Health Department. And that's about all that I can think of. And I just got to be on the phone for the majority of the day, dealing with South Suburban Mayors and Management, and Metropolitan Mayor's Office, and everybody's trying to come up with a mechanism to make it do. And I think we all here, Jill, Theo, Gina, Karen, Janelle, Don, Liz, we all care about people. We all care about people. And it could be a humongous drain upon all of us. And you know, sending them, when we sent them back, it was not out of illness or ill fate. We just don't have the resources here in University Park at this time to accommodate them. You know, right now we don't have any sleeping in the bus shelters. We don't have any sleeping in the streets and porches up there accommodating here to make it. But sooner or later, we're gonna get oversaturated. So I think in our best interest, and I'm glad everyone has agreed to had this brief meeting to put something in place. And we can always come back and amend this as far as fines go and impound other vehicles and things like that. They just can't drop the burden on us out of the clear blue sky. So if anybody else has any comments, that's as much as I heard now.
Right, I just didn't want to get the ordinance stuff. What's the ordinance? I know,
We just got it, and we can go with something this for it.
What are the regulations?
These are some of the examples that we got from, I think, of Montana Go, with this one with Schiller Park, and there was one from Raw. So everybody is scrambling right now, but I think we're the first municipality in Southland to implement it. Outside of Timmy Park, they did it last night board meeting, but outside of Timmy Park, we're taking some action to ensure that we have a choice.
So I was working with the county marketing, Trustee Dio had sent something that the attorney Welch had, I guess, provided to him. So we reviewed ordinances from Melrose Park, Cicero, Rosemont, what are some of the others? It's mostly northern communities that have already done this, like the mayor said to me, purpose of this yesterday. I am going to have legal put this information out. This is something that was disseminated from Cook County, even though I understand that the vast majority of University Park is in Will County. The reality is Cook County is the second largest county in the nation. They have a lot more resources, a lot more money. They're in the process now trying to put together some type of reimbursement grant. I spoke with someone internally in Will County, in Cook County, who told me that they're in the process of putting this together, so they haven't even announced it. We had a meeting at 3:15 a few minutes ago with President Kirkland. So in this ordinance, this is out of all the ordinances that we look at that have been passed, Schiller Parks, I really like theirs because it addresses the needs of the residents and visitors to University Park. And it delves into the unscheduled, they call them road RBG in the city of Chicago, but it is basically dealing with the unscheduled intercity bus, dealing with inclement weather, severe weather that the migrants we saw migrants getting off with light sheets, flip-flops, babies. So this is like a humanitarian issue. It deals with unscheduled stuff. So something that came about today in the meeting from Ted Berger, who is the executive director for the City of Chicago Office of Emergency Management and Communications, was the landing pads where they're supposed to be dropped off. So if anyone who comes and gets people out of the bus, they get out of the bus and they drop them off at $750 per occurrence. This is pretty much in alignment with what the other municipalities, Roseland and all of those municipalities passed. So it's $750 that we're going to hit the bus owner operator with. And we can also, if needed, impound the bus. So this is similar to City of Chicago. They have a $3,000 fine. But so when people say, well, we didn't properly plan for this, nobody planned for this. We were just on a call with every single municipality, everyone scrambling. Like I said, we are literally Matteson called other municipalities. Like we had a call from Hazel Crest, they can report the draft ordinance that you all are getting ready to pass tonight. I spoke with Regan from Richmond Park, spoke with Christie originally Friday evening about this. So this was passed by the City of Chicago, by Governor Brandon Johnson, sometime around Wednesday, within less than 48 hours, as a direct result of the ordinance that they passed. What they started doing was shifting the buses out to all the suburbs. So Aurora has got several, I understand. So we're trying to figure this out. My ask to them was, we are trying to absorb as many of these people as we can that come here. There is, I informed President Parkman and the others that we don't have anything to do with they will be taking them in, but they're here. And my question is, when they come in, we, employees we were giving away our food yesterday in the talk. We had a couple of coats. People were, whatever we had, trustee, we had blankets. But my question to them is, we need money, we need resources, because I said we need a translator. Not everyone has a village phone. So we need a translator. We would also like money so that we can hire bilingual people just to deal with this, because now this is becoming an everyday reoccurring event. The other things that, you have to look at immediate supplies as soon as they get there. These people didn't even have socks. They were huddling under the metro, which of course we all know, the stairs collapsed. So there they are under the flat, and I'm like, you can't be under there. They have on blankets, and I'm trying to explain to them, they couldn't even understand there was a language barrier. So this is basically what this is going to address. We're hopeful that this is going to curtail the activity that's coming through University Park. And in the meantime, they said the governor's office is trying to come up with some type of funding to give to municipalities. Cook County is trying to put something together that's like into a reimbursement for substantiated expenses that municipalities incur. So we're in conversation now. There's nothing available now. This is what they told us on the phone. Am I correct, Chief? And they're trying to put something together. So we're not behind the eight ball. We are being proactive. We are literally the second municipality in the South Suburbs putting this together. But like she said to all of the mayors and managers today, they don't have anything solid in place, but I think this is a start. So they would have to notify, in this ordinance, they would have to notify the police chief, deputy chief, or another designee, which maybe will be myself, since we don't have a deputy chief. And they would have to notify, it would have to be within a reasonable time window, because in the City of Chicago, the issues, they were dropping off at 3 in the morning on the corner. And there was no City of Chicago staff capable of driving around the city trying to accommodate these people with food and other resources. So they have to give us advance notice. There has to be a certain window of time in which they have to do that. And if they don't do that, then the fines of $750, and if applicable, we will tow. So that's all I have. Things that it says it's a first come, first served basis. They have to submit an application. That would be the operating service, and it should be approved by the director of police, the deputy chief, or a specific, designee, and the date and location. They would have to drop off these passengers between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. At no time on a Saturday, Sunday, or designated federal, state, or village legal holiday. With that being said, and they cannot arrive any sooner than 15 minutes before and no later than 30 minutes after the approved arrival time. Or there's a $750 fine per passenger. So one of the buses yesterday had 43. Today, the chief said the other one that came in had 40. On Friday, I can't even remember the number through this. And then we had a few that came in on Saturday and Sunday just via the train. So what they're encouraging us to do is not to, at this moment, let them get off and do whatever. We're encouraging the bus to turn around and to go to the landing pad, and also to notify them. So I'm gonna make sure that NEPA posts this information. If any residents happen to see these road buses coming into the community, we would really appreciate it if you would reach out. I know that I believe personnel from the fire department notified us of the buses today. So if people could just be vigilant, if you see these buses, to let us know, because this is dealing with the health and safety, not only with the residents, but these people, because they're humans.
What about a sign on the metro station on the east and the west side?
We are gonna look into putting them in and also cameras.
And yeah, so. So just for the record, I had Mr. Mosley contact Metro just a little while ago. And it seems like one of the things that they're looking for when they're going to the commuter stations is because they're looking for a pass to get on the train to go downtown Chicago with more resources on it. So we're asking Metro for maybe 100+ passes to have on hand just to see, in case we do get them and they're looking to get downtown, we still have something accessible for them to be able to go, because they don't, our metro station is computers or smartphone, and we don't have the ability for them to pay on our metro station. So that will kind of bridge the gap. And if we do have to get some squanderers or some left behind, that they'll have access to the commuter station in the Ryan Metro.
Yes, because Aurora is feeding them when they arrive, but then they're paying for their bus passes to go back into the city. Obviously, we don't have the same type of budget that Aurora has, so that's one of the things that we're asking for. They also mentioned maybe having a bus service. They mentioned some ways that they thought, I think it was Tim Berger mentioned, maybe having municipal vans and things like that. Also, I wanted to mention, as far as people when these asylum seekers come in and they need health care, Cook County has already seen over 17,000, they've already helped, they said over 17,000 asylum seekers. So she said that President Franklin said she specifically set aside money for healthcare, because that's obviously what Cook County does, is deal with healthcare for people who are underserved. So we can direct them to Cook County for health services.
Does Will County have anything in place? Is it just done?
We put in the call, match it.
Not yet.
They're scrambling to try to get some things in place now, because they're seeing it perspective. Not just University Park, other facets of Will County as well.
And are we the Metro Police?
Oh, Metro
Yes,
Police.
they've been needing us there.
Metro Police come down the court.
Yes, they've been there, yes. Oh, yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
And we're gonna post trustee Brooks and trustee Thompson. Great, trustee.
Yeah, Mayor, I just wanted to give my 2 cents of how fast this has developed. I believe the very first night the chief was there, the Moni emergency management was the one who had called me only to ask, did we have anything in place? And actually, when he called, I thought it was just more of a question of, what were we doing for those who live in town? And he said that he was dispatched, he's like their deputy director. He said he was dispatched by Will County Emergency Management to say that they were on the way. And pretty much, from there goes the dialogue of what you had experienced that particular night. And then, because I notified the chief, and the village manager via text, and, you already were on top of it. The second part of it is that yesterday, I think you all were there, and I just so happened on my way back from Tinley, from dropping Karen off. I was just gonna drive by and just see how you all were doing. And a second bus, and I came in to tell the village manager, the chief, a second bus had already came, but they flipped around and I don't know if Metro Police sent them out. So when I did get to the east side of the lot, that's where Metro Police was. While the bus that the mayor and the staff had attended to was on the west side of the metro station. So obviously, this is happening at such a fast pace, and actually, this has. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of. You hear it on TV, you're seeing it on TV, but to feel it, and then know you're a legislator and you need to do something about it, that's really like one of the first impacts compared to even like this aqua water situation. As a board, we gotta do something ASAP because the village manager and the chief, their faces were like another bus. When I told them yesterday, like, yeah, it was a second bus. I was coming up there, catch the mayor and the village manager and the chief, and the second bus was already there. So that's just my 2 cents to say that at this point, if you watched the news, what was it last night? Now I'm soaking in the information. Monday, they had 17,000 cross the border. And the question that I have is, how many of them are on their way to University Park, knowing what Chicago just did? So also on the flip side, too, understanding the skeleton of the police department. I mean skeleton, meaning that chief and usually his sergeants, they're working at bare minimum. So it's the resources when they come to them trying to redirect when they come to our what to do with these kids or actually these people on the bus. The next one too that I have a concern that the village manager, she said was a health concern. I mean, let's talk about the strain that they put on our fire department. Our paramedics, we have one on the east side of town, the west side of town. What if they become strained with a bus that comes in with sick kids? Because let's be real, they may have COVID and that whole bus may be infected. So I'm just putting it that I want the public to know how fast did the impact this had happened and how quick, just by, what was that, 3 days? This just happened like in 3 days. So in 3 days, the town was bombarded by, and from my eyes, at least 4 buses. And with the minimum, of 40 people. So that's just my 2 cents of something that is not going to die away, obviously.
Mayor,
Yeah.
on here, because we just had this meeting and they just told us the landing, on this, I would also just like to add for the pickup drop-off location, I would like to amend this ordinance just to add this address, 800 South Des Plaines. Because this was made prior to the meeting today at 3:15, and they just notified all of us of this landing in that location. So I would like to amend to have the passenger pickup and drop-off location at 800 South Des Plaines Street.
Chicago, Illinois.
In Chicago, correct.
And and the second landing pad is that
No, but this is so much closer to how we go here. The other one is for those suburbs up there, but yes, you add that.
So if this thing continues, don't be surprised if they'll start to look for staging locations in Will County.
Yeah.
Don't be
Can I add
surprised.
something?
Yes, sir.
So, University Park Police Department has been liaising with all our other South Suburban police departments and the Will County Emergency Management. Allison Anderson, she's been great. We've been in contact with her. I was on the phone with her at 6 this morning. We've also been in contact through our networks, Chiefs networks with Lyle, Aurora, Keith Cross, he's the chief out there. I was talking to him at 6 this morning also. So just so everyone can know, all the chiefs of police are working together to try to figure this out. Through my network of chiefs of police, I've been asked to, after this is passed, pass this along to all 65 towns in the south suburbs to make sure, because you have more and more towns that are wanting to do the same thing with being inundated. But Will County EMA, Moni EMA have been great. The Metro Police Department, they've been great. Every time I called and told them, hey, we got somebody coming, they've come out. But there's also a second dynamic that's happening. So, give you a little background, we have it going both ways. So we have migrants who have already received services from the city being given Metro fare to take the Metro train out here along the Metro. And then they wind up here. And then we have what's happening now, the bus is showing up. And we've been making the operators of the bus and the chaperones, that's how we're putting the chaperones, from Operation Lone Star. Those are the people that are, that's one group that's chaperoning the immigrants through. And also today we found out it was the Texas Department of Emergency Management, they were on the bus with them also. And so we were making them, we were kind of suspecting that maybe they were just gonna drop them off and then leave. We didn't allow them to leave until they bought tickets on Metro for all the immigrants to get on Metro to head to the city to get services from the city. And Metro Police Department, they really helped us out there. They hung around and made sure that they got on the trains and then headed out that way. So we've already put the word out to some of these operators. I have addresses, phone numbers, and emails for some of these operators that are coming from Texas. With your permission, after we pass this, I would like to send this ordinance down to them so they can have a heads up. You know, if you're not going to do the right thing, don't come to the person.
So you want to do an amendment?
So we're discussing this amendment, so we're looking at section 6. And it says passenger loading and unloading day and hour restrictions, so it says unscheduled, the next one under passenger loading and unloading locations. Unscheduled intercity buses shall only load or unload passengers at a location authorized by the director or police or deputy chief of police. And that should be identical, probably read, which shall be 800 South of Plain Street, City of Chicago.
Right. So Felicia, the question I had was, this trustee Brooks, if, so that we don't have to go through the red tape to add with the village manager, say, could it fall under section 6, you know, the exit of the ordinance? Right. She said, so what if the place changes? So.
To be announced.
So what it should.
Or just maybe put staging, by staging locations, because it's also location, it's a staging, what's that? And take location. Further locations could be announced.
Yeah, I thought about that too, yeah, it did change. Well, that makes sense.
So maybe-
Leave it open,
so maybe-
open in that just reinforce our ordinance, and as the situation happens, the chief or the deputy chief or the designee, whether it's the, you know, the village manager, may take this to Chicago or wherever. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
So, trustee,
So if you know, pass it, consider pass the way it is, then we, if there is something amendment, always come back.
yeah,
Yes, sir, Chief. So the way, this is my suggestion, when I can make an official posting of the location where it is. So it carries the same power as the ordinance, except that if the locations change, then I will post a new location. So it has the same power, but it gives more flexibility, so you don't have to change it in the ordinance. You know, I can just change the address. So after we do this, I can go straight to the police station and open this out.
so why can't we just put the sense to the approved OEMC levy zone? So those,
No, it says the last part says, it shall be listed on the approved application when it's supposed to go.
no, I'm saying on this situational awareness update, it states to coordinate the moving of the bus individuals to the approved OEMC landing zone at 800. That's just at 800. But if we put in the approved OEMC landing zone, that should cover anything, right? So if you put the add that in, that should cover.
So the village of Cicero's, I'm looking at theirs, they actually have it on there. It says passenger pickup drop off location, they must have gotten that, that's up and down. It specifically says unscheduled intercity buses shall only load / unload passengers at locations designated by the commissioner. The commissioner has designated the following locations: 800 South Displain Street, West Curbside, or South Displain Street, immediately south of West Polk Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. And they're the only one I noticed that has that, other ones that I can review.
So
But it might be some that we said that we'll kind of have to do, so I just, I don't know, to me, it's just like, whatever the loading zone is, it can be covered, we can say, this is OEMC, what is OEMC? Office.
But that's-
Office of Emergency Management and Communications.
Right.
But that city of Chicago would have nothing to do with it. And it had nothing to do with suburban.
I just say whatever it is, I think we should, because like they were saying, I guess we would have to amend it. The attorney was saying if they add another location, we just have to amend the forms. So I guess it's fine like that, but to me, I just have to catch everything just in case. Because that, as we know, things are changing on a daily basis.
So-
That's what makes this more flexible.
Yeah.
It gives us an opportunity to do some other things.
Right.
Okay, so.
As long as we get the power to the chief, you know, those who's responsible, I think that the way it's written,
It works.
you know, like I said, the chief will let us know.
There's a-
Wait, Jacob, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to, Donna Fortune and Ms. Scott on yesterday when I learned about the buses here. I gathered up comforters, about tons of them. So I called my neighbor, Ms. Taylor, I didn't get her right away, I didn't get down, Trustee Fortune, and she was out with her husband. In the meantime, Ms. Taylor did get back to me, and she had tubs and comforters too. So we went by the village hall, and to show you how God works, he was there. So he had supported us there. Mrs. Scott said, come back, she had a big tray of sandwiches. So at that time, I came back at that, and we were able to disperse the comforters and food to them, and all they could say was gracias. They were so grateful.
Yes.
So I just wish that we had
More
a
money, more
donation,
opportunity.
and even a donation place.
So that makes us want to control our housing stock.
And I wanted to also send a special shout out to President Kirkland, whose assistant. I called him, right, when everything was written down, he had to be in front for us, and he sent a bunch of food over to Bailey. So I wanted to say special thank you to him as well to happen. Thank you.
Okay, look, yes, yes, indeed. Madam Clerk?
That was, my question was, is there a location for spot E? For the migrants that are already here?
Yes.
That people can drop off, coats and.
Yeah, and shoes and socks.
And shoes, because, you know,
We
the
need
13 grade grandkids. I've got five, so some they never want
Yeah.
that, you know, coats, shoes, socks, all of
So we should just add up and get rid of the things that we want to do.
Maybe our favorite leaders, maybe some of our
Sure, I'm
church
sure.
leaders.
That's the key.
Could do
That's
it.
the key. That's the key. Right there.
They would step up and allow us to bring the stuff there.
Gently use stuff, and that's the.
Yeah, gently use. Giving something out of there. But if they would step up and, you know, you get a relationship with Pastor Williams,
Yeah.
you know, and we can talk to Aaron and the other lady.
I'm sure they're all in.
Yeah.
And the school district.
Yeah.
And just, and you know, let's get this motion and stuff squared away, but we had a great meeting with the school district, immigration, the library, and everything else, and, Tracy for the library. So we're gonna start, she's already taken, starting enrolling, they're gonna start setting up 6 weeks, cycle for basic Spanish. In partnership with the churches, the school district, and the library. Trying to bridge the gap, because there's definitely a gap. So we're gonna do everything that we possibly can. Hey, man, I don't know who all been around with you, but every time I get another turn, it's a crisis. It's water, it's my.
You should have lost.
Should give this board a round of applause for being proactive.
So, we know how it is like this, who's gonna monitor? Okay, you can tell the residents, but like, they drop people out at the metro, so like,
Like, oh, yes.
drop them off today and go off on the side of the golf course.
Different
Okay,
bus.
so who's gonna be monitored?
So, I don't know. I get that.
So the police got,
So the police department has preliminarily, what we've done since we saw this was happening. We partnered with the university. They're gonna keep an eye out for us. We partnered with the fire department. They're the ones that alerted us that the buses were coming today. And so we're partnering with some of our other partners in the area, Will County Forest Reserve Police, Will County Sheriff's, Moline EMA, and Will County EMA. So we're all paying attention. I was just on a call earlier today with a bunch of Will County chiefs, and where we all shared a bunch of information. And they're all closely watching us, because they know, even though we're at the end of the line and they're dropping off with us, they know that eventually we're gonna deter them from dropping off with us. And now it's gonna start looking for other locations. So we have some mechanisms preliminarily in place to monitor them. Meanwhile, my officers have been told to make sure that they pay attention to the metro station. I went by there 4 or 5 times today myself, you know. So we're just doing our best with the resources we have right now to monitor those stations.
So the question is, there was a motion, or was there a motion to make the amendment? There was no motion to make the amendment. So there was a motion in the second on the original document legislation. Roll
She
call.
made a suggestion,
Right.
so I just confirmed with you, because I didn't see where we put that motion in the section, so I didn't see it. So that's what a motion.
Okay, so roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
both sides,
Trustee McFadden.
both sides,
Trustee Bolden.
both sides,
Trustee Thompson.
both sides,
Trustee Williams.
both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Both sides, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, that's ordinance 2020. That 23.
Okay, and is there a motion? Motion moved by Brooks, second by Thompson. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Thank you for this.